Hey there everyone, Hitesh here, back again with another video, and I hope you are enjoying your day. And I would like to make it more enjoyable by introducing you this crash course which is on payment gateway integration using Stripe. The best part about this course is this is not going to involve any kind of boilerplate code. We're going to write everything from scratch and on our own, from backend to front end to the payment gateway integration. We are going to use Node.js at the backend, and we're going to use Express to listen as a server. We're going to use React, and of course, modern React with hooks and everything. We don't need it much as of now, but we will be using everything modern in the React, and we will integrate a payment gateway. There are dozens of payment gateway, and if you wish, I can record more videos on different payment gateways. So let me know in the comment section if you want more such payment gateways. In this video, we're going to use a Stripe, and I'll tell you a lot about the Stripe. So this video is going to be a bit longer. A lot of time people are worried about showing their publishable keys and secret keys. So I'll discuss more about how these role keys work so that you don't have to worry about showing up your public keys and stuff. Stripe, you can just simply go ahead and sign up for it. It gives you a developer access and you can have these keys. So that's the number one thing you're going to require. I also expect that in your system there is Node.js installed so that we can generate a Node-based project as well as we can create a React project, and that's pretty much it. I would also like to take a moment. First, we're going to design a backend and then we are going to design a front end. And in here, I would like to discuss a little bit on all the packages that we'll be using. I have tried my best so that we can use as minimum of the package as possible, but these are like the bare minimum we have to go through with them. Some of them comes pre-installed with the Node library, but some of them we have to install. So first one that we're going to go for is going to be the course. Course middleware is required because we'll be throwing up requests. So cross-origin resource sharing is necessary for this particular project we'll be working on. Then of course, the legendary Express package is also going to be required. It's a pretty easy. We'll be using just this boilerplate code to have an Express setup. It's going to be pretty simple like that. Apart from that, we of course are going to use Stripe because that's what we are learning to implement. So this is pretty good. And in here on the NPM page, if you go a little bit up here using the promises, they give a really great example to implement the Stripe, but this one is for the invoiced item. We will be directly charging up the user from their credit card. So that's what we'll be doing. And I'll show you more details that how you can take their shipping address and their billing address as well in this Stripe itself that we'll be doing as well. And apart from that, we are going to need UUID. We will be crafting this application in such a way that sometimes, there are network errors, and in those network errors, sometimes there are chances that user might get charged double. We don't really want that to happen. So for that, we'll be using a UUID to generate a unique ID to avoid that particular case. So that's all what we need for the backend. When we'll be discussing the front end, we'll come back again and we'll talk more about it. Apart from that, since I've been using this Bootstrap for a really long time, just for a change, we are going to use a materialized CSS in that. So for this, we just need a CDN of this one, and we'll be using just one button from it. Nothing much. If you don't want it, that's fine too, but I just wanted to have a little bit fun here. Now let's go ahead and fire up our terminal. Where is my terminal? So let me fire up my, there we go. My terminal is here. And that's what we'll be using. And of course, for the code editor, I'll be using my all-time favorite VS Code. I'm going to go first on the desktop, and on the desktop, I'm going to create a folder, which is going to be YouTube Stripe, because this video is also going to go on YouTube as well. So Stripe. Let's go into YouTube Stripe. I want to create two folders here, one for the backend, one for the front end, and then I'll be loading everything up here. So first and foremost, we're going to simply say, I want to create a Stripe Stripe backend. And I'm going to also create a folder, which is going to be Stripe front end. There we go. And now I would like to go into the Stripe. Actually, I shouldn't have created a Stripe front end because React actually generates its own folder. So my bad, just realized that. And we're going to remove this Stripe front end because we're going to generate that from the React itself. So we're going to just move it to the bin. I just need a Stripe backend. So we're going to go Stripe backend. We're going to go for npm init to initialize it. And package name Stripe backend is fine, version 1 fine, description, entry point, yeah, index.js is fine. I don't need test command or git or any keyword. Author, probably I can put my name, that's it. I'm all okay with whatever you are doing here. And if I do a quick ls, there's a package.json here. Let's go one directory back. Let's clean this up. Okay, so Stripe backend is all ready. Then I'm gonna simply say npx create dash react dash app, and I'm gonna call this one as a Stripe front end. There we go, looks pretty nice. And now this one is gonna take a little bit while to generate all of it, but in the meantime we can just fire up our VS Code and can drag and drop this folder here. So where are you? There we go. And in fact, I can drop this entire folder here. That would be nice. So I'm gonna just drag and drop it from my desktop to, there we go. Now I have everything in just one place here. Okay. And this is all what we need, Stripe backend and everything. Now there's one more thing that I would like to mention here. I will show you that. There's a package env. There we go. If I just look for the environment variables, this is the one, .env, my bad. So this is the package which helps us to protect our keys if we want to deploy this project onto the servers. I will show you how exactly that is being done. But in case you want to install this one, you can do this. I'll show you how to use that in the React section. So don't worry about it. We are going to protect our keys as well. So don't worry anything about that. Okay, now that is all out of the way. Now I want to go into the Stripe frontend. It can generate its own thing on the own. I'm going to go into Stripe backend and I want a new file. And I want this one to call as index.js. And why did it? I need to rename it. My bad. Rename, please. Index.js. There we go. Okay, this is all looking good. If I look at my package.json, this is all looking good, but it doesn't have anything installed up here. So I'm going to install everything from here. So let's do a quick ls. I need to go into Stripe backend, do a quick ls. I should be able to see my package.json. I can use the inbuilt terminal as well, but right now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say npm install, and I need course to be there. We need, of course, express to be there. I need Stripe, of course. I need UUID as well. In case you wish, you can install the .env as well, but I would like to give that as an assignment. Once I teach you how to do that, I'll give that same application to be done in the backend as well. So that's why I'm not using it. And of course, I'm going to use nodemon because I really don't like to hit reload again and again. So these are all the things that we are going to require. And this looks all good. And now we can start working on this. So everything looks good. And we're going to start the server in a second. But right now, let's just not worry too much. Yeah, all looks good. I want to start a test script. So this is going to say start. And we're going to simply say nodemon index.js. And by the way, all these files are available in the attachment of this video. The link is in the description, so you can download that as well. Save that. Looks absolutely fine. Now let's go into index.js. First and foremost, let's bring all of the stuff that we require. So we're going to simply say I need course, which is going to come from require course. There we go. We are going to need express for sure. So we're going to simply say express is going to come up from require express. There we go. And we're going to create an object from express as well. So we're going to call this one as app that comes from express. There we go. So express is all ready for us. We're going to need a couple of more stuff. So we're going to need a Stripe as well. That is going to come up from require Stripe. We need to configure the Stripe as well. So we're going to come back and do that in a second. Right now, I'm just keeping an empty here. And whenever there's a such thing, I like to mark that as to do. I'm going to simply say add a Stripe key. And I'll mark that as a comment so that I don't have to worry. There we go. So I'll come back here and I'll add a Stripe key once we talk about the Stripe and the role keys section. And we're going to need UUID as well. Now, there are a couple of ways how you can use UUID. I have discussed that in much detail in my other courses. Right now, I'm going to just go ahead and use the version 4 of it. So I'm going to simply say, I need UUID, and we're going to use version 4. But there's an easy way to do all of this through the documentation as well. So that's all what we need. Now, we're going to inject a couple of middlewares as well. So middleware goes here. Now, we don't need much of the middleware. We're going to simply say app.use. Since we'll be passing on some JSON values, so we're going to simply say express.json. Please handle that. Express will do that automatically for me. I also need to inject the course. So we're going to simply say I want to use course. So now our application is ready for the cross-object references. So that's all what we need. Now, all of the routes will go up here, and our listen part will go at the very bottom. So the listening part is actually super easy. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to simply say app.listen. And in the app.listen, we're going to listen on to the port 8282. But again, this can be any port. There is no issue, no problem in that case. And we are going to just simply print up a message that says console.log. And this one is going to say listening at, and we're going to say listening at port 8282. So that's all what we'll be doing. And I think our application is all ready to listen anything. Then we're going to say app.get. I want to define a simple get route so that we can see, yes, something is working. Once we have this gets you a callback. We're going to get a request, response, and the callback is going to simply send a response that is going to say, it works at my website, learn code online. There we go. So that's all what we'll be doing. And now all we need to do is fire up this server so that things, maybe they looks good. I don't know if this is going to reference some errors or not. I'll just comment this out as of now. I just want my application to be up and running. Now let's go up here, and we are at the backend. So I can simply say npm start because we have modified the package JSON. And there we go. We get listening at port 8282. If you visit the website at 8282, let's go ahead and do that. Localhost 8282. On the home, it says it works at Learn Code Online. So there we go. Step number 1 is done. All the pre-configurations are ready. Now let's go ahead and talk about, first and foremost, we need this Stripe key. So let's just uncomment that and talk about this one. So whenever you go or you make an account on the Stripe, you'll be redirected to the home page, and on the home page it says, hey, you might want to activate your account. Or if you are just creating a testing account, this is actually a testing account. We do a bunch of testing up here in this account. In the developers section, you can simply go ahead and find these API keys. Just go into developers and just click on the API keys. Now, a lot of time people get worried that I can actually show this publishable key to anybody, but I'm a bit worried about these secret keys. I don't want to reveal them to any other developer or in the YouTube tutorials or anything else. You can go on to API keys, and in the API keys, you can simply just create new role keys. So I can simply go ahead and create a new role key. And I can make that this one is going to be available for an hour or for 7 days or how much long you want it to be. I want this one to be available for 24 hours because I'm going to delete that. And also, you can actually manually delete these publishable keys as well as secret keys. So I'm going to simply enter my password. So now I have a publishable key that I can use, and this is going to be, I don't want to save anything. So this is going to be used in this tutorial at least. And similarly, I can create a secret key that can also be a role key. Again, I'm going to make them as 24 hours as of now. Let me enter my password. And there we go. I have now both role keys available, and I don't need to reveal my original secret key in case you are worried about that. That can also be done in the live environment, but make sure you also worried about that if you implement any hooks, that is a different story. So we'll not talk about that. The good thing about these role keys is I can delete them whenever I like. So that's the thing I wanted to show about. Now let's go ahead, and first you want to go for publishable keys. Remember that. I simply want to grab these publishable keys. Again, they have these PK and everything up here. So publishable keys, I'm going to grab the role keys. So copy that and come up here, and all you need to do is paste them here. That's all we have to do. Now, when we publish these applications, we don't put these keys just like that here. We put them into environment variables. That's going to come up in the React section, of course, in this video. But all the things are all good and ready for us to be done. And we can now remove this comment that yes, we have gone through and we have worked on the Stripe keys up here. Okay, that looks great. That looks awesome. Now, the first step is that we need a post route that can be hit from the front end. And that's where we are going to create a customer, will accept a charge, and will just charge him there. So that is the one route that we have to create. So let's go up here. And by the way, in case you get confused anytime, you can go up and reference to the documentation, just like I always do. But again, in the documentation, I have found that this section is really helpful in the promises. You can simply see that Stripe can create customer, and then you can create an invoice item, and then you can send a response or an error just like that. So we'll be doing exactly this one. Let's go up here, and there we go. Now here, what we're going to say is I have a post route. So there we go, a post route. And you can call this route anything. We're going to call this as payment. Feel free to call it payment, charge, Stripe, Superman, whatever you like. We just need to hit that route. We're going to get a request and we're going to get a response. Okay, looks great. Now, the two most important thing that how we are going to configure our front end, we need to pass on a token from the front end. Usually token consists of almost every information that you need with the email, all the product information, and pretty much anything you can pass on. But still, on top of that, I would like to pass on a product information, that what is the charge or what is the price of my product. Again, totally on you, how you're designing your front end. But just to give you a fact that yes, token can contain anything and everything. We're going to destructure that. So we're going to simply say, I'm going to pass on you a product and I'm going to pass on a token from the front end. So from the front end, you can extract that using request.body. And these are going to be coming up in the JSON format. And we have already used a middleware that, hey, handle JSON for me. So that's nice and easy. And once that is being done, just for the safety measure, I would like to simply log. Come on, get me a log. There we go. I would like to simply call this one as product. So getting all the information, what is there in this product. And to avoid any kind of errors, I'm going to just duplicate this one here. I'm going to show you price as well, because majority of the things that we are about to do are dependent on this pricing. So I'm going to simply say, hey, also notice me, give me a product.price. So if anything goes wrong, I can log it for the moment, and later on I can remove this one. Okay. This is all good. Now, there is an interesting key that we want to go ahead and create that. This is idempotency key. Idempotency key. And that is going to be generated directly from UUID. Now, this unique key is being fired only at once when you hit this route. And this keeps the track that user is not charged twice for the same product. So this one is here. In case you are coming up as a seasoned developer already, just make sure that you are aware that previously this was known as something like this, like that. But in the recent little bit updates in the documentation of Stripe, they have made it like that. So just keep that in mind. Okay. These are all the preparation that we need to do. And now we can fire up other Stripe routes. So we can simply call up Stripe. And this is Stripe. Actually, we need to return this. So we're going to simply say return. And Stripe dot customers. So this one is going to help you to create customers. So we're going to simply say create, and there we go. Now this create is going to take some values that you have to get it from here. Now I want to get email first and foremost. So token consists of that email. So I can extract that like this, and we need source as well. This is also given to us by the token. So we're going to say token.id. So these are all being done. And if this is going to process successfully, then it's going to give us a promise then. And in the then you get a customer back. So obviously you're getting a callback. So we're going to say we are getting a customer back, and we can do a callback here. Now in that one, now we can create a charge. So I can use this Stripe again, and I can say charges, because you can create multiple, but I want to create just one here. And there are multiple charges and subscription and a whole bunch of other things that you can do. But right now I just want to do one stuff. Now we provide all the object that you are worried about in here. And apart from that, in the second object, you provide your idempotency key. So I'm going to simply say, I want to give you an idempotency key here. Now, once then all of this is successful, then you can pass on another then here if everything goes successfully. So if everything goes successfully, you're going to get back a result, and you can simply say, I want to res a status of 200 if everything goes right. And also I want to pass on the JSON response and just give me the entire result here, if that's the case. But we can also handle the other part in the catch statement, and I can say, hey, if anything goes wrong or if I hit error by any chance, I want to simply say console.log, and I'm going to handle the error. So there we go. It's a little bit lengthy code, but it's not really tough. Okay. Now what we want to do is in here, when you simply say create in the first object, you can extract as much information as you like. Some of them are compulsory. Some of them is totally up to you. So of course you want to grab amount, that how much of the amount I should deduct. And that can be extracted from the product that we are going to pass on. Product, if I can write that, product.price. And one thing that you'll be doing all the time with the Stripe is multiplying the values with 100, because everything comes up in the cents, and I want to just charge $10. So I want to say 10 into 10. Basically, it's going to just multiply it by 100, and then I get $10 because I'm going to be passing on the products in just the dollars, not in the cent. Now, what else do you want to pass on as a compulsory? You want to pass on currency. There we go. And currency is going to be in the USD, but you can change it. You can read the documentation if you want to charge something else. We want to also grab customer. Customer can be grabbed directly from this customer object that we are returning. So we're going to simply say customer.id. That's awesome. And in case you want to send an email to the customer once the things are being charged, then you can use this key here, which is recipient email. Recipient, did I wrote it correct? Nope. Yep. Recipient email _ email. I think that's what they call it. I need to refer the documentation one more time for this one, and we can simply say email. Okay, and that's all what we need as of now, but we're going to inject one more element here, which is going to come up from product, and which is going to say description, and description is going to come up from the product. We're going to say product.name. Okay, and by the way, if you wish, we can actually inject it like this. We can use backticks here, and we can say simply purchase of and then product name. So in case you want to have it, then you can surely have it. Now, by the way, I'll show you some of the ways. This is totally optional. In case you don't want to have it, just remove the comma and that's it. You are done for the backend. But just for the sake of fun, you can have a shipping here as well. I'll show you how to do that. Take all the shipping information directly into your Stripe. You can have the shipping and you can simply go ahead and go like that. And in this, you can go ahead and grab all the things. Like you can grab name. Name can be grabbed from token.card.name. The Stripe interface in itself will give you a card element. In the card, you can ask the user that, hey, what is your shipping address? What is your billing address? And you can grab an information from there. You can grab the card name. You can grab the address, which is again an object. I know I'm going too depth, but I want to make this tutorial in such a way that you can reuse things anywhere and everywhere you like. I'm going to just grab one information here, but you can grab rest of the things on your own. I'm going to grab just the country, which is going to come up directly from token.card and .address _ country. But there are others as well you can grab. I'm not going to do that because I know this is going like way over the things what we actually expected. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that yes, I'll be showing you how to grab shipping address as well as the charging address. uh, that's what we'll be doing. So let's just save this and hopefully things are all easy. Just to get a quick revision, we're creating this idempotency key so that we don't really charge the user again. We simply go ahead and create a customer. Once the customer is being created successfully, this file request gives us a customer. So if there is a then means success, we get a customer. And the customer, we can create a charge. And on the charge, some things are compulsory like amount, currency, and customer. And this one is optional. If you want to pass him an email or you want to have a description of product name, then you can surely have these. If everything goes success, then we are going to get a response back. We are throwing that response as of now just to the front end to handle it however they like. And we are definitely going for a catch in the error. So that's all what we are doing. Let's go ahead and see if things are going on great. So it says, hey, I'm listening at port 8282. Hopefully things are good. I'm not pretty sure. We are going to debug that. Okay. I'm going to fire up another terminal as well, or another tab. I'm going to go one directory back, see that everything is going good. And we're going to go now into the front end, not the front end, Stripe front end. Stripe front end. Do a quick ls. Yes, I can see all the package. So I'm going to simply say npm start. There we go. So this is going to load up my React application. And within a second, there we go. So we're going to edit this one here. Now I'm going to remove this package.json. The only file that's open up is index.js. Even I'm going to close that one too. Now let's go into the front end part, into the source. Not in the source. First, I want to change the public. Yeah, I rarely say that we are going to edit that, but in this case we are. So load up the index.html, go up onto the browser, and we're going to look for materialize CSS. We're going to go for materialize. Where is materialize CSS? CDN. Yep, that's what I'm looking up for. And all I need in this case is just a link up here. Since I'm using directly a CDN link, I can inject it here. No problem. Save that. And that's all I want to do. Now you can close this index.html. This is optional. If you don't want to do it, please don't do it. This is for some personal fun. Okay. Now this is looking good. And I can come back up here. And now I can open up my source.js. We're going to touch just the one file, which is app.js. But in the app.js, before we go ahead and work on that, we actually need to install probably a couple of stuff. So let's go up here. I am going to go onto this terminal. I'm going to kill that and do a quick ls. Make sure you are able to see the package.json. And we're going to need npm install, or you can just use I as well. We're going to use react-stripe checkout. So this is going to be the only component that we are going to need to configure the Stripe in the front end. Let's go ahead and read a little bit about it onto the npm website as well. Let's go up here and we're going to say react-stripe. Come on, hopefully it will give me React Stripe. This one is all good. Let's see, at least in the package.json. React Stripe checkout looks good. Where's the checkout? React Stripe checkout. There we go. There we go. This is the one we are looking up for. Now this is a great little teeny tiny package and we can use it. The best part is it is really configurable. The default says pay with the card. This is what we'll be doing as of now, but I'll show you how to modify that as well. It's pretty easy to do that. Okay, let's go up here and let's close all of this. I want to open app.js. Yep. And the only thing that we are going to do in the app.js is first and foremost, bring this Stripe checkout. So let's go ahead and do that. Not const, import. We're going to call this one as Stripe. Come on. Stripe checkout. This one is going to come up from React Stripe checkout. So this is the only component that we are going to be needing, and we'll be needing state as well. Let's go ahead and do that. Use state. We don't need anything else. You can work out without state as well, but just for fun, I wanted to have this one here. And let's use this state here first and foremost. So I'm going to simply have a use state here. Use state. That's where we have. We're going to simply pass on this product. There we go. We're going to provide some of the initial value on this product. Stuff like name. What is the name of your product? Probably you want to have multiple products. That's fine too. You can get an array of that. But as of now, I'm going to simply say I want to sell React from Facebook. So we're going to be directly selling a React. And we'll be getting a price. The price needs to be numbers. So we're going to say I just want to sell in $10. That's it. And we're going to also provide some more information like product by, which is going to be Facebook. Just wanted to prove the point that yes, we can pass on as many information as we want. And in the backend, we can process all of that information however you like. Okay, moving forward, first and foremost, I want to edit some stuff here. Learn React. No, this is not what we'll be doing. Let's remove that one. And in fact, let's remove this entire A tag. Nope, not this one. We're going to hit Command Z. I will remove this one, edit source code. Okay. I'll keep this one here. This is not going to go anywhere. We're going to just keep it there just for fun. Or we're going to remove this one. Yeah, that looks fine. Now what we'll be doing, we want to inject our Stripe checkout wherever you like. You can inject wherever. I'll just inject it here just below the A. And we're going to simply say Stripe checkout. There we go. Save that. Did I misspell that? Yep. Stripe checkout. Although it doesn't really matter, but yes, sometimes it bothers me. There we go. Looks great. Let's see how it looks at the front end. And it doesn't say anything as of now. So Stripe checkout requires a couple of things that you need to pass on if you want it to show up there. So let's go ahead and do that. So first and foremost, it requires a Stripe key to be passed on as a compulsory parameter. We'll be doing that. As of now, we'll leave that empty. It also requires you to pass on token. Again, we'll leave that as an empty. We'll fill that in a second. And then we need to provide a name as well for this one. Not necessary, but we'll be doing it. We're going to simply say buy React. Save that, and it still doesn't come. Why is it not coming up? Oh, my bad. I was not running my Stripe, so that's why even after reloading, it doesn't work out. My Stripe front end is not even working. How bad that is. Oh, accidentally rolled out again the installation instruction. Never ever try to disrupt that in between. It's not going to do any harm if it is already installed. So my bad. I'm going to run this one again and npm start. Yep, that's the one I want. And there we go. Now things should be good. And there we go. Now it says pay with card. I know most of you don't like this saying pay with card, but don't worry. We have injected materialized CSS to make this all beautiful in a very simple way. So we're going to do that. First, we're going to do that, and then we're going to proceed to anything else. Okay. Most importantly, make sure there is a Stripe key here and there is a token. These are two very compulsory elements. Otherwise, this is not going to work much. Now, moving forward, what we can do, this entire Stripe is actually a component and it can take children's as well, or just wanted to say it can take more elements inside it. So we're going to have this one here. Once you have this Stripe checkout being as an ending one as well, let's go up here. And then you can inject a button here as well. So we're going to have a button, and this button is going to have a few classes. First one is going to be btn-large. There we go. And we are going to say that this one is going to be pink in color or red in color, however you like. And we're going to say something like buy React in just $10. Save that and let's see how it looks. So there we go. We are able to modify that. I won't be adding more CSS from the materialize, but surely you can go ahead and do that. If this is looking nasty to you, you can go ahead and change it from pink to something like blue or green, however you like, the way simple materialize CSS works. Let's go ahead and add a few more properties. First and foremost, I don't like this 10 to be coming up like that. We want to have a product dot price. So there we go. Now it's coming up from our state, which is declared at the top. Okay, so this is all looking good, but now we want to add a few more things up here. Now, first and foremost, as I was saying that in the front end, I'll tell you that how we can use this process environment. So we're going to simply say env, and you might want to install .env. in your backend package, because in the React, it comes up as a default. So how does it work? Wherever there is a root directory, like for my front end, this is my root directory entire. For my backend, this is my root directory. So this environment file always goes up in the root of the project. So we're going to say new file, make sure there is a dot first, and then you say env. Now React comes up by default with the package of this .env, so that's why we don't need to install it. But once you install it, that's all what you have to do. Make sure you also import that by stating this simple line at the top. We don't need to do it because React handles that for us. The only compulsory thing in the React is all of your variable names should be called up as with the React app. So we're going to say React _ app, and then you can mention anything you like. In this case, I'm going to call this one as key because I don't have many things. I have just one key. Now in here, we have to inject a key. So let's go ahead and go to Stripe dashboard. And this time I want to grab a key which is going to be secret, but I'm going to reveal my key which is rollable. I'll delete that just after this video. So go ahead, and we now need this key up here, secret key. Copy that, and we're going to paste that here. Now when we upload these applications onto servers like Heroku or maybe DigitalOcean, we have a place where we can mention these keys, and that's how these servers actually hide these keys. Now the problem is, how do we inject this key up here in the Stripe key? Now that is also super easy to do. All we have to do is remove this one. It is exactly same in the back end, in the front end as well. We simply go ahead and access the process. We access the environment variable. Oops, not like that. Process.env, and then we simply mention the name of it. In this case, we are going to use React _ app _ key. That's how we inject that. Pretty simple, pretty easy as well. Okay, that's the one thing that we have taken down. Now, what about this token? How this token actually works? Now, this token is responsible for firing up some things. So that's what we have to do. Now, in here as well, we can pass on an amount as well. That can be done. We are actually deducting the amount based on the product, but in case you want to be just double sure, you can mention that here as well. We're going to simply say product.price, and of course, don't forget to multiply it by 100. Otherwise, you'll be charging in cents. Not a great idea. Moving forward. So what is this token? This token helps you to fire a simple method. So we're going to just design a method there, and we're going to inject this. We're going to call this as make payment. Feel free to call it anything. Make payment or Superman or Batman, however you like. Now, moving on to the front end part, or the actual meat part of this application, I'll go just here, just above this return method. And I'm going to make this method. So I'm going to use the ES6 version of it, make payment. This payment is going to access the token. Now this token is automatically created to you. You don't have to worry about anything. You just have to make sure that your prop is called as token, and that's it. That's all you have to worry about. Now all the things are taken up from the pop-up which Stripe gives you up. Okay. Now we're going to design a couple of things here, first and foremost, and then we're going to worry about that. So first and foremost, we're going to design the body here. Now, surely we can just go on the way as well, but this is actually a better approach, and it helps me to get less of confusion. So first and foremost, design a body. In the body, I'm going to take up the token. I'm also going to take up this product here, which is in my state. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to simply say, take this product. Looks great. Now we're going to design the header as well. So put up just a comma, not comma. We're going to simply say const, and we're going to design the headers as well. The header is not going to have much of information. We just are going to mention that we are throwing up some JSON. So just mention this content type, which is going to be application/JSON. There we go. Headers are all ready and are ready to accept all the JSON file. Body is all ready with the token and the product. The next thing that we have to do is simply fire up a request to the backend. Okay. What is our backend? Very importantly, make sure you go into index. The backend that we are having is localhost /8282. Then we are having this /payment. So localhost /8282/payment is the route that we need to hit in the post method. Okay, I hope that's super easy. So we're going to use directly a return. Now, surely you can use Axios and a whole bunch of other things. If you wish, that's also a great way. Nothing wrong in that. I'm going to use directly a fetch method here. In the fetch method, I'm going to first and foremost write my URL that I want to hit. So that is going to be HTTP, not S. But one more thing, Stripe actually doesn't work on HTTP. If you are hosting that onto some server or something, make sure there is an HTTPS on your website, and that's only how the Stripe actually works. So just wanted to mention that. We're going to have a localhost colon 8282, and then we are hitting a route of payment. Okay, and then we're going to provide some information. So let's go ahead and do that. So hit enter. First thing is I'm hitting a method which is going to be post. That's what we are expecting there. We are going to mention the headers as well, but we don't need to write. We surely can go ahead and write headers. And then I want to mention this headers here, but this is not necessary now. So we are going to mention the headers as well. And then we're going to mention the bodies. Since I'm using the fetch, if I would have been using Axios, I can directly mention the body Axios like that. But in the case of fetch, I have to explicitly mention that I'm going to be firing up a JSON here. So I'm going to simply say JSON.stringify, and please reference that in the body. Okay, so that's all. Request has been made. But what if the request goes as success, or what if the request goes as the bad? We're going to fire up a dot then, and we're going to fire up a dot catch. There we go. If everything goes right, then we are going to get a response. And if response is great, I would like to print up or dump up some information. Basically, I would like to simply say console.log. First and foremost, I'm going to print out the entire response so that you can extract or nitpick the information if you wish. We're going to have a response. And then I would like to destructure something. So I'm going to simply say I want to destructure the status from this response. So we're going to simply say response. And once that has been destructured, I would like to print that as well. So we're going to say console.log and status. There we go, status. And we are going to simply print the status. This is totally optional. You can just print the response, but I want to see directly on my console that how the status is going on. Again, totally optional. Error. We're going to simply call this one as error. And we're going to simply do a console.log of the error. Right now, we're not handling the errors as nicely. We can definitely do a better job here, but that's all what we'll be doing as of now. We're definitely not using the set product, but we are mentioning that. Again, this can be optimized a bit. Okay, there we go. So everything is all nice and easy. There's also an assignment in case you forgot that. Let's go ahead and check this out. So in case you notice, we are using process.env react app key, but in the index or in the backend, we are directly putting up this key. So go ahead, use that package and put that into .env and then call that up here. So I think you can do that pretty easy. Now let's go ahead and do a test run on that. So we're going to go, I'll first make sure everything is up and running. So it says respose is not defined. My bad. Some typos. Let's fix them first. These are in the front end. And let's see where I'm making these respose. No, we're going to have a response. This one is response. So let's see. Okay, so this looks all good as of now. Let's see at the backend. All looks good. Make sure both of them are running, not like me. We're going to go up here onto the React application. Let's try buy React in just $10, which is super fun. And there we go. We are able to see buy React. Notice this name is coming up at the top. We mentioned that. And we can have an email. So we're going to simply say as youtube@lco.dev, which is also one of my website. And the test card that you can use is 42. Just repeat that, 4242. There we go. And here you can use 1221 and 123 in the CVV. These are tests given in the React, in the Stripe documentation. You can use them. I'm going to say pay $10. It says you did not set a valid publishable key. Call the stripe.setPublishable key. Okay, so looks like our publishable key is missing. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I got a bit confused up in the keys while explaining the things. It sometimes is a little bit hard to explain and write at the same time. So I got confused. The secret key always goes in the back end. So that's what we have to do. And the publishable keys can go into the front end as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So first and foremost, just copy this secret key, and this goes in the backend while configuring the stuff. So go into index.js and just make sure these are the secret keys. I have accidentally placed like public keys up here. That's not gonna work. So go ahead and use that. And in the publishable keys, these are actually, let me hit a reload. Are they expired or not? Let's go ahead and do that. No, please don't save anything. And these are my publishable keys. We are gonna just copy this one here. And as of now, what we'll be doing is we'll be just directly injecting these into this. We'll just load them from the environment variable a bit later. Right now, just go ahead and replace them here. Let's go ahead and give it a try one more time and see if what are the other issues we are coming up with that. Just want to hit a reload for safety measures. Let's go ahead and do that. And we are going to simply, let's check the inspect here, because it actually gives us all these errors if we are waiting. So nope, nothing looks bad up here, but still I like to keep it up here. And I would like to pay, not allowed. We're going to say youtube@lco.dev, card number all 4 2s. And looks good. 1221, 123. Let's go ahead and try pay. This time it goes through, and there we go. It gets a right check mark, and hopefully we get a response. So if you can see at the bottom, let me move it up here. If you can see in the bottom, we are dumping out the entire response object, and we are also extracting the status from it, which is 200. Now we can go up and see into the payments, which will show us the test payment data. And nope, not in the payments actually. We should have some of the test data. It doesn't really load up all the values up here in the test because these were the roll call keys that we were using. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Everything goes successfully. Let's go ahead, click on the home, and there we go. It is actually into the test mode, but we should be able to see some of the elements up here. Yeah, we can see that there was a success here. But where is the payment? I want to see the payments as well. In the API keys, this goes nice and easy. I want to see all the events that are happening. So there we go. This is the event that is happening up here at the card. And there we go. We get all the card information and stuff like that. So yeah, we can see all the information. Customer source was created. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Now, I wanted to show you a couple of more stuff in this app.js, which are actually super fun to have. Now, a couple of things that extra you can do. Let me just show you through this guy here. And we're going to simply say stripe -react -checkout. I want to search a bit more onto that. And there is some of the fun elements, React Stripe checkout, my bad. And if you go a little bit up here, you'll notice that you can add more components up here and can load more information. For example, you can just simply say shipping address, and then it's going to have the shipping address and billing address as well. Let me show you that. That's actually a super fun thing here. So in the Stripe checkout, just add a shipping address, and we're going to add a billing address as well. The moment you introduce these props, it becomes actually super fun. Let me try that just for the safety measures, reload. And we're going to hit a React. And now notice here in the card itself, you are able to get the shipping address and billing address. So anybody can enter these addresses and can have all the stuff being loaded up here. So this is actually a super nice thing about the Stripe that it gives up. But again, some people like Stripe, some people don't. So this is the entire thing. Now, the only next thing that we have to do is you can just simply do that as an assignment. Just copy these keys into environment variables. Just go ahead. Make sure if you're using the React app, this is compulsory part. And after that, just use an underscore and name anything to your key, Stripe key or something. And same you can do for the index.js. I'll keep that as a simple assignment for you. I think you can do that. That's not really hard. And again, never be disheartened because errors are a part of code. You need to see these errors in order to resolve them. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and I'll come up with more videos. That's it for this one. Let's catch up in the next one.